What's going on, everyone? My name is Peter, and this is my 1993 Subaru Sambar.
Now, this Japanese mini truck has been through a lot, with its first 31 years living in Japan to the past few months racking up around 10,000 miles or so doing 3 cross-country road trips in the US, with one of them being a Cannonball run with my Honda Gram. Now, if you haven't watched that crazy adventure yet, I highly recommend you watch it next. But since I've imported this truck from Japan, I've done some work with it. Starting with the basics, I did spark plugs, its wires, and any filters that was on the truck, like the fuel, oil, and air. And since I bought this truck to use for a Cannonball run, I had to make it as bright as possible for safety and reliable, since I'll be beating on this motor for hours on end. So I replaced every light to LEDs and changed the head gasket, water pump, belts, tensioners, brakes, and a bunch of other things that a 31-year-old truck probably needs. But now this brings us to the modifications. I refinished a set of 14-inch Honda HX wheels and wrapped them in all-season GT radial tires. I then added a 3/4-inch wheel spacer adapter that allowed me to fit the Honda's 4x100 bolt pattern over the Subaru's 4x114 hubs. I also added a few parts that Nick from AFAB Texas made for me, such as the rear bumper bar that replaces the old engine cover, new bed chains, rear spoiler, battery cover, and these bed light brackets. For the interior, I added a glow shift tack with a 3D printed pod, NRG steering wheel with a quick release, and pieced together the shifter setup where I tried making it look like a little guy. My rearview mirror also broke when I first got the truck, so I used the pre-existing holes to mount my 360 camera to use as a dash cam and to get any cool shots for videos. As far as the engine, this thing is carbureted and is running great, so I didn't want to mess with all that, other than adjusting the valves and replacing the 30-pound stock muffler by adding a motorcycle exhaust. Now, out of this entire build, my main concern was that it may overheat and blow up on the Cannonball run since I'll be driving through the Mojave Desert. So I added this universal Evil Energy oil cooler and upgraded to a bigger radiator fan and added a second fan in the bed of the truck that Nick made a shroud for me. Oh, and of course, the best mod by far is the LED rear lights lighting up the decals that my buddy Tom printed and installed for me. But that's all I have for this video. Let me know what you think of this build and what adventures we should do next with it. Take care.